On the way down screaming, whoa, before we have a son, then we'll be alright.
What is going on, guys? My name is George, or the Wolfie, and welcome to another F1 2015 career mode episode. This is round 8 in Austria, and it's been ages since we did round 7 all the way back in Canada over a month ago now, so there will be a link in the description to that video if you've forgotten what happened. A lot of mad stuff happened, but I'm not going to spoil it if you have forgotten it, so go back and check out that video. But for now, we're in Austria, and we are changing the race distance to 50% because we want to do some more laps, being honest. So we're now going to do twice as many laps as we did in the first 7 races of the season. So let's see how this goes in Austria. I'm quite comfortable with this track, but I've never raced here with Legend AI, so let's see how it goes in practice.
Welcome to a recent edition on the Formula One calendar. It's Friday practice here for the Austrian Grand Prix in Spielberg. We should be set up for an interesting session as the teams attempt to gather as much data as they possibly can about this circuit.
They'll have to go out and start testing the track limits, so you might see quite a few cars running wide or locking their wheels as they see how hard they can push. As they get used to the track, the times will get faster and we should see less mistakes.
When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on into the corners and max out down the straights?
Top speed is a key factor for this circuit. Even if you can achieve the same lap time as someone running less wing than you, chances are you'll find overtaking difficult if you have too much drag.
Thanks for that intro there, Anthony Davidson. He's just pretty much summed up what our setup is. So we have really low downforce setup to try and get as much speed as we possibly can on the straights. But as you can see here, we are going to go and get our Austria setup out. So you guys can copy this if you want to. As always, it is not the best setup, but it is my suggested one. I find this setup a lot easier around this track, and it is one of my favourite tracks as well. This and probably Singapore are 2 of my favourite tracks to race around on F1 2015, but we're just scrolling through itself. As you can see, there's really low downforce rate, really high balance actually around this track, so it's nice and easy to turn, which is one thing that I've noticed. The balance actually helps with turning. So we're going to go out on track very soon into the session, as you can see here, and I've just said how it's a lot easier to turn, and we've just absolutely spun ourselves out like an absolute gypstick through that corner. So not the best there, but now coming across the line for our first time lap, we go P6, and there were a lot of errors on that lap, so we are going to be able to improve that quite a lot. And this is the first time race out here in absolute ages, so we now go to the next lap and make another improvement up into P4 now, just behind Reitman. So at the moment, we're looking pretty competitive to be up with the Ferraris, which is exactly where we want to be with the Ferraris and Mercedes. And now on to lap 8, we didn't improve anywhere up until here. We were running a nice lap, but there you see, we just completely take ourselves out. You can see here, we just ride the curb on the exit a bit too much, lose the rear end, and by that time, there's no chance of regaining control of the car at such high speeds. So we then came back out on the option tyres, which were obviously a lot quicker than the times that we've been going round on, and then we went quickest. So a lovely hot lap there, we managed to get ourselves in, and that was absolutely perfect. On 1 minute 8.8, we were looking to improve that right at the end of the session. We had dropped down to P3, we crossed line, we do go quicker, but we're 1/10 of quickest there at the end of practice, so not too bad.
Nico Rosberg has proven in today's practice session that he's the one to watch for qualifying tomorrow as he sets the fastest time of today.
So that's a very interesting session there. The top 3 separated by just 0.2 of a second, and even Hamilton is within 0.3 of a second of his teammates, so very close up at the top there. As you can see though, Vettel coming in 5th on the prime tyres, only 0.7 off. Now I'm sure the primes were about 0.6 slower than the options, so he'll be a contender in qualifying. Bottas not doing that well in practice there, so he was quite well off. I'm just going to chat over these guys, and oh shit, I've just looked at the screen.
Most of today's current crop of racing drivers haven't driven this track before.
Yeah, this
So
isn't good,
adding in the
guys.
element of
So,
rain should
it
provide
is
us with a
literally
fascinating qualifying session.
having
The
an
drivers should be up to speed
absolute
for the dry weather
wee
with some
down
track
here.
running and
Literally,
dozens of
we
hours
are
in the simulator.
complete
But one thing that
downpour
can't
here.
prepare you for
You see
are these
Daniel
tricky
Ricciardo there,
conditions.
and I'm just
So it
trying
may
over
take
these
some
guys. I
time
don't
for
really
the
care
less
at the moment.
experienced
It's
drivers to
raining.
readjust.
This is going to be the hardest qualifying we've had because we haven't been good in the rain at all this season. So, we'll have to see how we do.
Recommend taking the wet tyres in the car.
And yep, recommended wet tyres. That is not good. We're going to load up our setup. We're going to go right to the end. We've got 7 laps of fuel. Honestly, I think that's good. We're going to go out for a few laps and let's just have a look. Let's see how we do, really. Honestly, I don't know how we're going to do in this session. So, go down to the comments, guys, right now and comment where you think I'm going to qualify in the wet. I'm going to say hopefully top 5. But you go and comment where you think I'm going to qualify, and then from there where you think I'm going to finish in the race. Because we don't know what the weather will be like in the race, but as we now put onto our outlap, and we were at full lock there on the steering, and we literally could not turn. So that's really, really not good there. We lose in the rear end, like an absolute, I don't know what. Like, we literally lose the rear end there. By the end of our first time lap, we go P2. And oh my god, oh, 600ths of a second slower than Rosberg there. Oh my god, 600ths of a second right there. So now we come to the end of lap 4, we completely lose the rear end coming out of the final corner. That will sacrifice our exit. And oh my god, we've gone quicker again, but we're 200ths of a second slower this time. 0.027 seconds slower than Rosberg on that lap. If we hadn't lost the rear end from there, we probably would have gone fastest for that lap time. But this is insane. We are so close to Rosberg, and we're going to stay on board for the rest of the lap. So right here, we are 3/10 faster than Rosberg. We really don't get the best run out of the corner. We go a bit too deep into the corner. But now along the what I suppose is actually the back straight. Here at Spielberg, coming into this sort of U-turn, right just after 100 feet more, we run a little bit wide and we get slightly on the grass. But now we go in towards what is going to be the third sector in a minute. We come through this left-hand zone. We want to try and take it third gear in the wet, 4th gear in the dry. Shift up to 4th gear nice and early, up to 5th, back down to 4th. Then we get out of that corner. We are 1/10 faster than our previous best, but we can't say we've got a quicker session. Now we're to 5 and 2 meters into the ultimate one with great just after the well, down to 4th gear. Run off a little bit wide. At the final corner, we slightly put the corner there and run off wide, but down through 3rd, up to 6th, across the line, and we go fastest for 1 minute 15.9. And honestly, guys, I don't think there's going to be much more to give on the car other than that at the end of the session here. I think that's the best lap we're going to get with this car. So we are provisional P1 at the moment. And yes, we've nailed it. We have P1.
It means the Brazilian starts the race tomorrow on pole position.
Well, he's on the front row and on the clean side of the grid, so unless he gets a poor start, the other drivers might have trouble getting anywhere near him tomorrow.
And that's what we're hoping for. Exactly what Anthony Davidson said. We're hoping that the other drivers are going to find it hard to catch back up to us. But there we go. Pole by 4/10 of a second in the end. So we absolutely nailed that final lap time. Bottas starts down in P6 with Perez and Hulkenberg both getting in the top 10 for I think the first time this season. And it is sunny, guys. I'm going to let the commentators say a bit about the track, but it is sunny. This is good.
For today's race. Time to get ready for the Austrian Grand Prix. Felipe Massa pole. Felipe Massa race win. He can make it happen. This guy is hungry for success, and Williams have given him a car capable of delivering. He starts from P1.
He was driving on another level yesterday, so it wouldn't be a surprise if he just pulls away from the field and is untouchable. But as we know, anything can happen in Formula 1, so we'll just have to wait and see.
It's been a really disappointing season so far for Red Bull. They aren't getting the points that they believe the car is worthy of.
Red Bull have clearly suffered the most from the change of regulations. The car is still a good car, but they say the performance of their new hybrid power unit is letting them down. You can guarantee they're working hard with Renault to find a way to bridge the gap to the competition.
I tell you what, guys, it's weird seeing Daniel Kvyat in a Red Bull, because you may or may not know, he was swapped with Max Verstappen earlier this season in real life. This is not on my game, not on F1 2015, but he was swapped and Verstappen went to Red Bull, then won his first race in Spain. But on this game, Kvyat is still at Red Bull, so it's been weird seeing him there. But anyway, for our strategy, we're going to pit between lap 8 and 9, and actually, let's have a think here. We can change the starting time because there's a wet qualifying, so if we go to options, we pit between lap 8 and 9, or 11 and 12. If we select primes, I think we're going to do this. We're going to we'll start on the primes, then go option, option, option. Pit between lap 11 and 12 first, then 8 laps later, then 8 laps later again. So I reckon this strategy could work out for us if we manage to keep the front lot behind. So we just look at the option. Yeah, I think the prime strategy is a little bit better. So hopefully we can keep cars behind us for the first stint. That's what we're hoping. And then we'll be a lot more competitive at the end of the race when all the other cars will end on the prime tyres when we'll be on the option. So we'll go to the grid. We'll put up into Rich as we always do at the start. And lights out, and away we go for the Austrian Grand Prix. We get a pretty snazzy start there off the line. We're managing to keep Austria nicely behind us into turn 1. And it looks like everyone is going to make it turn 1 without too much drama. So now heading up the long, winding straight up towards turn 2 here. We still have the lead out of the first sector. And here we go through what I suppose is turn 2 there. And oh my god, what? I've just seen in my mirrors something that I don't think should have happened. So we're riding on board with Rosberg. We're just in front of him, and oh my, what has just happened there? We ran on board with Hamilton here. Just look at this. Rosberg has gone pretty much the exact same route as I have along the curve, and his car has just been sent to complete and utter Narnia. I mean, what has just happened there? Rosberg's car has just been sent to absolute Narnia by the curbs. So Rosberg, you can see him, he is that one grey dot along the back straight, riding on his own. He is now in last place. I mean, that's perfect for us, because he is our main championship rival, so we could get good points over him if he doesn't manage to go back up the field. But I have never seen something like that ever happen on this game. He literally just rode the curb and went to absolute Narnia. What? So at the end of the first lap anyway, guys, we're still in P1, Hamilton P2, Raikkonen P3, but what just happened there? I actually don't know. So we now come to lap 3, DRS has been enabled, so Hamilton will have DRS on us. And let's have a look here. What has gone on behind us? Okay. So Vettel has been spun out by Bottas. Verstappen has gone into the back of the Sauber. Sainz has gone into the back of Verstappen, who then went into the Sauber. That's why I went. So what's gone into the back of him? And oh, here we go. We're riding on board with Maldonado, and he goes into the back there of Sainz. Ericsson, by the looks of it, goes into the back of him as well. And there's just complete and utter carnage behind us. There's a massive cars. You can see them. There's like 20, well, not 20 cars. There's like 10 cars or something at that corner. There's absolute carnage there. So we just ran along the grass. We'll go do some lawn mowing, guys. But what? Okay, if we just look at the race director here, we lead. Hamilton second, Raikkonen third, Bottas off, Ricciardo fifth, then Hulkenberg, Kvyat, Vettel, Perez, Sainz, Ericsson. Rosberg's managed to climb up to 12th after that carnage. Then Verstappen, Button, Merry, Stevens, Grosjean. It's been absolute carnage, and oh my god, I didn't realise we were at this stage. So Hamilton's gone up our inside. We go round his outside through turn 1. Hamilton had DRS here as we ride on board with him going into turn 1. He had DRS, had a lot more speed than us, but he just brakes really early, keeps the inside line, and we just swerve around the outside. He raises his hand of frustration there, which I don't really get, because we left this room, we took the room, and we just managed to go around the outside. We both raised our hands in frustration, actually. If we ride on board with Raikkonen, we get a bit of a better view here as to what has just happened. So we just rode around our outside. We just have way more speed in the first corner. So the pit window is closed, and we managed to ride on these tyres up until lap 9 as Hamilton just goes straight on there randomly. But we decided to go until lap 9 before taking our first pit stop. It was lap 8 or 9 our pit window, but we felt our tyres, so we'd actually managed our tyres so well there So we decided to stay out until lap 9, and now we come to the end of this lap, and we are coming into the pit lane. We completely right. You know what? No. We were going to come in there, but we're going to stay out for one more lap as the rest of the leaders come into the pits there. So Raikkonen and Hamilton have both pitted. We're going to stay out one more lap because our tyres, we've managed them absolutely perfectly here. So we feel like they have a lap or two more in them. And actually, thinking about it, I think our pit window, it was the options that was meant to go until lap 9. So we just looked at the race there. You saw Kvyat and Bottas at P2 and 3 right now. I just realised our pit window is actually lap 11 to 12. It was never lap 8 or 9, so we're actually coming in a lap earlier than we should be here. We're coming in on lap 10 with the rest of the fields who haven't pitted yet. So we are now coming into the pits, hoping to not get held up by Kvyat, who is just behind us. We should do actually, because his pit boxes once they sign us. So out we go now on the options, and Valtteri Bottas now leads the Grand Prix. Hopefully we're going to come out in P2. Hamilton's just passed off. No, Hamilton's P2, Raikkonen P3. They're undercut as perfectly well. We just hit the wall there actually on the exit, but we haven't damaged the car. But yeah, their undercut has worked absolutely perfectly. We're going to shift up into rich mix and try and catch them over the next few laps. And we cut to the next lap. We set the fastest lap of the race on lap 12, going into lap 13 now. We close right up to the back of Raikkonen. Bottas has now pitted, so he's dropping down the order. We're back up into P3. We're going to try and overtake Raikkonen before we even get to the turn here. And we are there now, up into P2. He's going to have DRS on us, I think. No, we get the DRS. So we have absolutely duped Raikkonen there. We've overtaken before the DRS zone and still get the DRS. That helps us close up to the back of the a bit. Here's Nasa, we're just going to go around his outside, and I think he's actually held up Raikkonen as well. Oh my days, that sausage curve has just absolutely annihilated us. But let's have a look. So we go past Nasa. Nasa completely holds up Raikkonen. He has to dive up the inside, which compromises his exit to the final corner. And Hamilton now on lap 16, we really go ahead there. Hamilton is putting into the pits now, and that's the first time I've put a corner, but fair enough, I'll give them that. So we now look, Hamilton and Raikkonen, by looks of it, have both pitted there, or is that Raikkonen just behind? No, Raikkonen is just behind us, so he's stayed out an extra lap. Now we ride on board on lap 18, we go set for prime tyres next, because these options just have not lasted whatsoever. And now me and Raikkonen both come into the pit lane together. Corner cut in, are you mad? I'm coming into the pit lane. But anyway, into the pits we come, we're going to spit the prime tyres again. Then we'll end on the options. These options just have not lasted whatsoever, so we're hoping that these primes will last up until about lap 27, 28, something like that, so we can finish on the options. But there you see Raikkonen right behind us. Hamilton goes back into the lead of the race there right now. So Hamilton, oh no he isn't, Hamilton is P2 actually, and we are P3, Raikkonen P4, so I'm not sure who's leading. I'm guessing it's all like Kvyat. Yes it is, what a guess. Kvyat is in the lead of the race, and we're going to shift it down to lead and save a bit of fuel for the final stint I think. And thank you engineer, fuel management has been superb. But now guys, this is all about defending our position. Here we see Raikkonen with DRS on lap 20 now, diving up for inside into turn 1. We're going to do the exact same move we did on Hamilton there, just a bit cleaner than the one on Hamilton. And now we cut to lap 21. Here we are, Will the Lad Stevens. We're going to use his slipstream there to get past him. And that's giving us a bit of an extra speed going into the first corner as we go on to lap 22 now. And we are now, yep, we're in P1, thank you for that engineer, just chatting over me. But we are in P1 now, Raikkonen P2, Hamilton P3. So pretty good going from us here. We are now leading the Grand Prix, prime tyres, so now it's all about defending this position for as long as we can. Because if we can hold up these guys, we'll be on faster tyres than they will be for our last stint. So we're now on lap 27 and our tyres are really worn at the moment, but we're going to shift up to standards so we've been saving fuel for ages.
We don't anticipate having much more time before it's completely gone. The grip loss will be sudden.
And he's just all about grip loss there, as he saw Raikkonen just randomly dive over outside, even though he then just completely outbrakes himself. So we're now just going to go and do another sit rec for you here. So We are now currently, I think this is lap 28 or something, I've stopped it on. Me and Bottas are P1 and P2, riding on the prime tyres. Bottas has pitted one more time than us. Kvyat is in P3 at the moment as well, so very interesting top three. We are on lap 27, and at the moment, hang on a minute, it's a Ferrari behind us, but that's not Kimi Räikkönen. Bottas is P2, so this must be Sebastian Vettel, who is a lap down on us, and he's actually trying to overtake us. So this isn't the best scenario to have, but we'll carry on anyway. Sebastian Vettel trying to overtake us. Now Räikkönen has moved up to P2, so Bottas has actually pitted since then. I think he actually clashed with the back market, but Bottas has pitted. Räikkönen's now P2, Bottas P3, and into the pitted car. Final pit stop on lap 28, going on to lap 29. Absolutely perfect time to pit. We'll put on the options to just 7 laps. The other ones lasted 8 laps. I felt like I could have maybe done one more lap, so being honest, I think we pitted at the exact right time. We now move down to P2. Räikkönen is in P1 on prime tyres, so he is about 5 seconds ahead, I'd say. But right now, we are just playing catch-up at the moment. Bottas is miles behind. Here's the slightly yellow dot, who is just coming into turn 1 right now, but we go switch up to Rich. We have Rich rule until the end of the race now, and Räikkönen 5 seconds ahead. So we're going to play some catch-up here, guys. This is going to be the drive of our life. We're going to catch up 5 seconds in 6 laps. And now Roberto Meri. Roberto, you absolute jippo. Getting in the way again. The back markers have been absolutely shocking this race so far, but anyway, so we get past Meri and we'll see what the gap is to Räikkönen very soon here as we go across the line. Coming up to the line here, up to lap 31. What is the gap now? 3 seconds. We're gaining a second a lap on Räikkönen. And this is Räikkönen we put up to on the next lap. So we've got 2 laps of the race left now. And we just go past Maldonado there into the first corner. And here is Räikkönen. We have caught right up to the back of him already. So absolute brilliant stuff here from us. We are now coming into the next corner and we'll close right up to the back of Räikkönen there, just showing that we are right up behind him. We get the RS here. So on to the sort of U-turn coming up here. We're going to maybe make a move on the inside now. I think we're just a bit too far behind. Go a bit deeper than him and go on the grass there, so that costs us a bit of time. But now into the final lap, we've got to overtake him now. We've got 1 lap to get past him. So let's see how this goes. We've got to go down to lean fuel as well because we've almost run out of fuel. So lap 36 out of 36, we're going to make a move up the inside. Oh my god. He's somehow kept it round the outside of us there through turn 2. But now we're going to go down the back straight. We have DRS. We're going to try and make a move into turn 3. We absolutely dive bomb him to Narnia. We make contact. There's contact, wheel-to-wheel contact between myself and Räikkönen there. But we managed to make the move stick, and we are now up into P1. We're going to stay on board for the rest of the lap, I think, here. Going now into the 3rd sector. We just have to hold off Räikkönen for a few more corners. We're only a 10th of a second ahead of him here. And he's got better running us out of the corner. He's absolutely punted us up the rear there. Absolutely shafted us, trying to send us off the track like we did a bit to him. But out of the final corner and coming up to the line here, and we win in Austria.
Great job, you've done everything we wanted today.
That's P1 in Austria, guys. And what a win there. That is, I can't even remember how many wins it is, but what a comeback to say Canada, such a bad race there, to then get P1 in the next race in Austria. Räikkönen P2, Bottas getting P3, so double podium for Williams. Absolutely perfect for the constructors there, and even better for the Drivers' Championship with Vettel not doing all that well. So absolutely perfect result there for us guys. And yeah, this is really kick-started our championship content.
It's a win for Felipe Massa after another sublime performance by the Brazilian driver brought home the Williams in 1st place.
You can't fault their commitment today. They really pushed hard and were rewarded with a race win. Fantastic achievement.
After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
So what a crazy race there, guys. 25 points in the bag. Räikkönen in 2nd, getting 18. Bottas putting 15 in 3rd. Kvyat getting 4th place in the Red Bull. 5th goes to Perez, 6th goes to Sainz. That's their best finishes of the year, I do believe. 7th goes to Hamilton, 8th Maldonado, 9th Button, Rosberg getting 10th place and 1 point. Verstappen home in 11th and Vettel out there in 12th. That is going to be it for this episode, guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. There are going to be no highlights to this race, I'm afraid. Yeah, because they did not save. So we'll move on, though, to the next race in... I don't actually know where it is next. I think we are in Silverstone next. So the British Grand Prix, my home race. And yeah, I'll leave you with the standings. I'll see you in the next video.